Venezuela, enjoy going back to your country because you never were and never will be part of the American dream.
Over 500,000 migrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela are now facing deportation, caught in the crossfire of shifting U.S. immigration policies. Many of them, particularly Cuban Americans, were strong supporters of Donald Trump. But with the Trump administration's recent decision to end their legal status, a wave of regret is sweeping through a once loyal voter base. Is this the breaking point for Cuban American Republicans? Let's dive in.
To the latest on the Trump administration's standoff with the courts over deportation flights. CBS News immigration reporter Camilo Montoya Galvez is here to explain. Good morning, Camilo. So your reporting found that there is a group of men down in Texas, Venezuelan men, who have already been informed that they could soon be deported under the Alien Enemies Act. But early Saturday morning, the Supreme Court temporarily blocked those deportations. So walk us through the ruling and how the White House is responding.
So earlier in the week, the ACLU and other advocates sounded the alarm and said that a group of Venezuelan men detained at that Texas detention facility were facing imminent deportation under the Alien Enemies Act, that 18th century wartime statute that is at the center of this legal battle between the Trump administration and advocates across the country. And they said the men had been given notices that they were being accused of being part of this notorious gang known as Tren de Aragua. But we know now that the Supreme Court has blocked those deportations of this specific group of men held in Texas for the time being. But this will not be the final say in this case, and the Justice Department has already said that it should be allowed to carry out these deportations, and that the Supreme Court's order was unprecedented and premature.
Well, of course, the administration has already deported 261 Venezuelan men last month to El Salvador, and in an ongoing court case related to that. This week, a federal judge said there is probable cause to find the government in criminal contempt for violating his order at the time to immediately pause those deportations. An appellate court has issued a stay on that decision for now. But what happens next?
Well, Judge Boasberg here in the Federal District Court in D.C. did find that the administration actively and deliberately defied his order to turn around the planes that were in the skies, in the air, when he issued his directive on March 15 to turn around deportation flights carrying people processed under the Alien Enemies Act. And now we know that this appellate court has stayed his order, but only on administrative grounds, Weija. And so that means that order could very well take effect later this week or in the near future. If that does happen, the administration will face two options. It can try to rectify its alleged violation of that court order by retaking custody of the detainees sent to that mega prison in El Salvador, or it could very well find itself finding itself in a criminal contempt and a criminal prosecution referral by Judge Boasberg. The open question is what happens if the judge issues that criminal referral, because of course that would be handled by the Justice Department, and I think it's unlikely that the Trump administration will prosecute its own officials for this alleged violation of a court ruling.
Yeah, Attorney General Pam Bondi has explicitly said that she will not be bringing those men back. Kilmar Abrego Garcia was one of the men deported, and even though the administration says it was by mistake, they also say they will not return him to the U.S. And now they are pointing to new explanations for why. Tell us about that.
Well, the Trump administration is citing two newly surfaced cases to make the argument that Kilmar Abrego Garcia is not a sympathetic figure. They are citing a 2021 request from his wife for a protective order against him, alleging domestic abuse in their household. The wife told us that they were able to resolve that issue as a family together. And they're also citing a 2022 traffic stop in which a Tennessee trooper alleged that the incident in which Mr. Abrego Garcia was involved in was suspicious and could be implicated in human trafficking because there were another 8 men and women in that car without any luggage. I should underscore that none of these cases led to a criminal charge or prosecution, but the administration is still arguing that this undermines Mr. Abrego Garcia's case in the court of public opinion, even though that in the court of of law, and in legal courts, they have conceded they made a legal mistake here by sending him to a country where a judge has said he could not be deported to.
A very important distinction. Thank you so much, Camilo.